Good morning, dear friends. Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. My name is Laura Lesh, and I am so happy to be serving as your worship associate this morning with our minister, Margie Allen, and our director of religious education, Deb Little. I won't linger on how sad I am that this will be my last chance to do a service with Margie before she retires, because we have too much to be joyful about this morning as we celebrate the progress of our children and youth through this past year in their journeys growing up UU. I want to offer a special welcome to any of you who are here visiting with us or just here for the first time today. We're delighted to have you here with us, and we look forward to getting to know you. Please plan to stay following the service and join us as our guests for a special potluck lunch where you'll find lots of friendly folks who can answer any questions you may have about us and an abundance of great food. We do love to eat. Then, following this time of fellowship at 1 o'clock, we are having a special concert by the Claudia Jacobs Band. Woo-hoo! Now, if you have not heard them play before, you are really in for a special treat, I promise. Am I right? Yes. This concert is a fundraiser for our fellowship with a suggested donation, but none is required, and everyone is welcome to join in. So you newcomers really came on the right day. Unitarian Universalism is a liberal religion with a living tradition and an orientation towards inclusion, diversity, equity, and social justice. We have no theologic creed you must accept to belong here. We are a community of seekers, united by our 7 principles and guided by our 6 sources, which you can read on the back of your order of service. You'll find lots more information on our website at UUFSB.org and on our denominational website at UUA.org. We welcome and value people of all gender expressions, races, ethnicities, backgrounds, ages, and abilities. Our services vary a great deal in content and style, so we hope you will return several times to get a true idea of who we are as a community of faith. We hope that this morning you will find inspiration for your mind, comfort for your heart, and nourishment for your soul. I know we will all be touched in a deep place by our children this morning. But first, I do have 3 important announcements for you. I hope you all know by now, next week will be our annual Flowers and Passages service, which is our final service of the worship year. Please remember to bring a flower or 2, which you can get from your own garden if you have one, or maybe your neighbor's garden, under cover of night, or perhaps from the side of the road or wherever, for our flower communion. This will also be our final service with Margie preaching as our settled minister, so I know you all will want to be here. And plan to stay afterwards for a little farewell fete we will be having for her. Please remember to see or contact Joanne Hammer following our service today to RSVP. Joanne? See Joanne, everybody? She's right over there. Make sure to check in with her. Next, Margie is raffling off some of her treasures. Tickets are available for the raffle in the entranceway of the lobby. Oh. No, tickets will be available in the back after the service, and all proceeds will go to the fellowship. And last, 2 weeks from today, on June 26th, will be the final day of the annual General Assembly of our Unitarian Universalist Association in Portland, Oregon, and we will be joining them along with UU congregations from all over the United States and beyond for their closing worship service. However, due to the time difference, this will not be starting until 12:30, both here and online. So we will be having our usual coffee hour at 11:30 before the service rather than after, and then we'll have our worship time. Please don't forget. Please silence your cell phones now and let your mind clear and your hearts open with the sounding of our bell as we prepare for our worship this morning together. Pete and Maria Cotta will come forward to light our chalice here this morning. And if you are with us online, you can light a chalice or a candle of your own. Everyone, please join with me in reading the chalice lighting words written in your order of service. These are the words of our children say every week as they light their chalice in their worship circle during their religious education time. This light stands for the warmth of friendship and our everlasting truth.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar, tearful when the sky was full of thunder, and fearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle again. And the time moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like when you're older must appease him, and promises of someday make his dreams. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle again. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels doing the cartwheels through the town. And we tell him take your time
Thank you, Ariana. Sometimes there's a perfect scripture to read aloud as we step through the gate into ceremony. And for a moment, look behind us. This is that scripture for right now. Our opening words are those of Alberto Rios, his poem, A House Called Tomorrow. Listen. You are not 15 or 12 or 17. You are 100 wild centuries and 15, bringing with you in every breath and every step, everyone who has come before you, all the yous that you have been, the mothers of your mother, the fathers of your father. If someone in your family tree was trouble, 100 were not. The bad do not win. Not finally, no matter how loud they are. We simply would not be here if that were so. You are made fundamentally from the good. With this knowledge, you never march alone. You are the breaking news of the century. You are the good who has come forward through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise. But think, when you as a child learned to speak, it's not that you didn't know the words, it's that from the centuries you knew so many, and it's hard to choose the words that will be your own. From those centuries, we human beings bring with us the simple solutions and songs, the river bridges and star charts and song harmonies, all in service to a simple idea that we can make a house called tomorrow. What we bring finally into the new day, every day, is ourselves. And that's all we need to start. That's everything we require to keep going. Look back only for as long as you must, then go forward into the history you will make. Be good, then better. Write books, cure disease, make us proud, make yourself proud. And those who came before you? Well, when you hear thunder, hear it as their applause. That was especially for the folks, the kids, the children who are speaking today. And I invite you all to join in singing the hymn, This Is My House, by our own Lee Morris. The lyrics are in your order of service.
This is Good morning to everyone. I'm Deb Little, and I serve this congregation as its Director of Religious Education. I cannot express how full my heart is at seeing you all here today. Each June, we take time to recognize and listen to our youth and young adults. And while it may seem that this service is primarily for the children and youth among us, and their families, of course, I want to suggest to you that we are all on the same journey. Today, we recognize 6 youth who have completed our Unitarian Universalist Coming of Age program in the last 2 years. One group had a rather extended program because they were not able to meet for many months due to the pandemic. The other group completed their program this spring. So what is Coming of Age? The program is the Unitarian Universalist version of a time of transition and reflection from being a child to becoming a young adult. There are other programs like this. Christians have confirmation. The Jewish people celebrate bar and bat mitzvah. But what happens in coming of age? So our youth study some other religions, and then they explore their own theology, attending in particular to the big questions of most religions: human nature and purpose, the nature of God, death and what happens next, the role of the church and the source of religious authority. I myself just completed a course for religious educators about UU theology, and we were introduced to UU theologians on these topics from the past 200 years and asked to examine our own theology. Reverend Margie said last week at the island-wide ceremony for all the youth who participated in Coming of Age this spring that we are all still coming of age, and that is true. These questions about human nature, our purpose, the nature of God, what happens after we die, from where we find or take our religious authority, the purpose of a church. These are questions that we would all benefit from contemplating multiple times in our lives. We're a faith that believes in a process of continual revelation. There's not one fixed creed or doctrine that's handed down to us as the core religious authority. Continual revelation comes with continual reflection. Now, our youth, like all of us, have been through a time of isolation, loneliness, anxiety, loss during the past 2 years. And you'll hear a bit of this in their credos and in the music they've chosen to share today. But you'll also hear their hopes, their resilience, their dreams, and their theology. I invite you to listen and consider your own theology as our youth tell you about their answers in this moment of their lives to the big questions of faith. And I'm also going to ask that you hold your applause for each youth until the end of the service, when we will recognize all of them together. So we begin with Garrett Huang.
Thank you for having me. I am Garrett Huang of this congregation, and I'm so proud to call myself a member. I want to thank my mom, my mentor, Claudia Jacobs, for guiding me through this ever-changing journey. A time when so much changed in the world changed how I view it. The pandemic made me realize what I had taken for granted. I miss the communities I had been a part of. Over the next year or two, I spent a great deal of time in a place called the Internet. It's a vast place with different cultures, diversities. Meeting people from all around the world gave me insights that I may not have had without the pandemic. To me, my relationships from meeting people from all around the world, oh, that's the wrong place. To me, my relationships online are as meaningful as my real-life ones. I am friends with a guy from Argentina who feeds wild monkeys bananas on his windowsill, and a Canadian friend who I call one of my closest. I learned that community is vital no matter who you are. Interacting with people by what they say and what they do rather than how they physically present themselves makes me see people as human. rather than as short or black or Latin, just human. The acceptance to look past physical traits or social boundaries is precisely what UU is about. I saw a series of experiments in a video game with hundreds of participants. Anything could be destroyed or built in one shared world. Most of them ended in destruction and chaos, except for one. This one was different. This one had religion as its centerpiece. People came together, formed a welcoming community, built statues, churches, gardens, all in one shared community. To me, religion is about bringing people together, creating a community that solves problems, brings comfort, and enjoys life. I live my life assuming that this will be the only shot I get, and that this life is the only one I will have. It would be nice to believe in an afterlife, and I have a little bit of comfort, but not me. It's funny how we think a stone wall or an iron lock will last forever, but it doesn't. A stone wall will crumble, and an iron lock will rust. Veritasium said it best. He says, this delusion of thinking ourselves as eternal, it's comforting. It makes living easier. It may drive you crazy to be confronted by the ultimate meaninglessness of everything all the time, what we call nihilism. Despite the seeming uselessness of everything, that I believe that life means so much, maybe not in the grand scheme of the universe, but in our own little worlds. I believe that life has no reason to exist other than, well, existence itself. Maybe the meaning of life is not to fulfill some destiny or worship a mysterious figure. Perhaps it's just about being happy. The point is, live your life while you're here. We are not eternal. To be happy is all there is to do, and to help others find happiness too. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Sawyer Engelhardt.
Hello everyone, my name is Sawyer Engelhardt, and I would like to thank my mentor, Dan Dunmeyer. I value truth, justice, and love for one another. The person I want to become is a person like myself now, but more wise, more sociable, and more open to new experiences. A concept that I think is the most valuable in my life right now is that all people should have equitable opportunities in life, and all people should be treated the way they want to be treated. When I feel discouraged or angry, I like just to sit in a comfortable space and I close my eyes and breathe for 5 to 10 minutes, and then go back to what I was doing. I feel the most spiritual when I sit, breathe, and just think about my day. An example of when this has helped me the most is when I had a stressful day at school and I needed to calm down before I could do anything else. My idea about God has grown and changed since I first thought about it when I was younger. I'm coming to believe there are many different views of God if someone believes in a God at all. I believe there are several gods that control different aspects of life and death. I think the best way to respond to death is to grieve for a bit and then start to slowly move on. The best way to respond to the reality that we will all die one day is to think about it for a bit, then enjoy every second of life. The meaning of a good life is a life that is enjoyed by everyone as much as it could be. The purpose of life on earth is to see the beauty of nature and help humanity along its path in life. I'd like to thank my mentor, Dan Dunmeyer, the instructors, Patrick, Emily, and Joanne, and my family for helping me along my spiritual journey during my coming-of-age experience.
Before this generation, I actually thought I was tall. So I invite you to move into a comfortable position, to rest your hands in your lap or on your legs, to close your eyes, to breathe in and out, and in and out. I invite you to reflect on these words from Khalil Gibran, then sit in silence for a bit, and Joanne will bring us out of the silence with our hymn, Spirit of Life, which is number 123 in our hymnal. So this is from Khalil Gibran on children. And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children." And he said, "Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with us yesterday. You are the bonus, you are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth." Now I'd like to invite Jaden O'Donnell to come read his credo.
Hi, I'm Jaden O'Donnell. I want to thank my mentor, Dan Dunmeyer, and my mom on helping me through this spiritual journey. To me, to live a good life means you don't only live a long and healthy life, but you do good in that time. Whether it is helping a loved one move or as simple as holding the door behind you for someone else. Do something good. Relationships are what I value most in my life. Like my best friends from elementary school. I also have the camaraderie and community with my hockey team. And last but not least, I treasure the relationship I have with my mom. She has supported me and helped me through everything in my life. When I feel stressed, upset, or out of sorts, I use distractions to find some peace. Whether it is playing hockey, video games, or hanging out with friends, then I spend some time thinking about the situation and what I could do. I don't believe in a God, but I do believe in a higher power. I also believe that there is nothing after death, no afterlife, no heaven, no hell, no reincarnation. I believe that you just have one shot at life, and when you die, it's over. So live your life to the fullest and do some good in this world. Thank you.
Ariana Cotta.
Hi, I'm Ariana Cotta, and I would like to thank my mentor, Michelle Maggio. This is kind of going to be a long list of things, of what I think I believe, but I'm absolutely not sure of. So let me start off with some things I do know. I know that art is how I express myself. I know that music brings people together, and I think I would die without it. I know that I love few things more than I love my dog. I know that my home is the most comfortable place to be, and I know that I'm lucky for that to be true. I know that the only constant thing we have in life is change, and I know that change is uncomfortable. Nothing that is in this life makes any sense to me. Just the fact that we're alive in this sphere of matter and hear and talk and are seems so impossible and utopian if I think too hard about it, that to me it validates any belief that might seem too unrealistic or crazy. This world that we know to be undeniable is crazy. I don't necessarily believe in God, but I believe there is a higher power, some source that makes everything infinitely connected. I believe that empathy is how we find that connection to each other and everything around us, and that it is present when we listen and learn from each other in nature. I believe that we are spiritual beings experiencing life in a physical form. When a loved one passes away, I feel strongly in that moment that they must be still existing in another sort of realm, because it does not seem possible that they could have simply disappeared. It is in those moments that I find faith in believing in God in heaven. I'm not sure where I stand on what happens after we die, but I don't think anyone burns in hell. I find comfort in prayer and meditation and rest. I believe that difficult experiences make me stronger. I believe in equity rather than equality, and that every person deserves just opportunities. A part of me believes in reincarnation and having more than one life. A part of me believes that you die once you've fulfilled your purpose. And a part of me believes that both of those ideas don't make any sense. The following are a few UU principles that I value most. The first principle, each person is important. I believe that every person is vital, and that it is important that everyone realize that about themselves and every person they encounter. The second principle, be kind in all you do. People have just smiled at me, and it has made my day. I believe in the power of kindness, even with the small things, and in treating others how you wish to be treated. The seventh principle, take care of Earth's lifeboat. I believe in prioritizing caring for the Earth and taking responsibility for the harm we have done to the planet so we can work to fix it. I hope to be someone with good energy who accepts everyone else, and I want to make sure I make space for accepting myself too. The fact that so much of life and death is unknown is kind of what makes it beautiful, and I think that part of accepting that mystery is realizing that it is very likely that we will never know these things for sure. I know that my spirituality will continue to fluctuate, but at this time in my life, these are some ideas that I feel connected to. For now, being able to develop these beliefs and carry them with me and being open to them changing is what I will continue to value. I feel grateful to be able to express and explore these beliefs through the UU and COA. Thank you.
I know it's hard to hold back, but thank you. During each service, we pause to engage in the spiritual practice of generosity with a collection we share between our fellowship and a local organization working for social justice, consistent with our UU principles. The recipient for the month of June is Gender Equality New York, otherwise known as Jenny. Jenny is a statewide nonprofit organization with a mission of supporting transgender, gender non-binary, and intersex New Yorkers and their families by engaging in education and outreach to create understanding and influence social attitudes. They provide educational forums for the general public and training sessions for healthcare providers, police, jails, and professional organizations. They also advocate in Albany for legislation ensuring equality for all New Yorkers. They were successful in helping to pass legislation creating gender-neutral bathrooms in public spaces. I'm sure you've all seen them. And they continue to push to eliminate a loitering law that profiles trans women of color, simplify changes to birth certificates, add a non-binary gender-neutral X classification to driver's licenses and state IDs, and protect trans and non-binary people who are incarcerated. In honor of Pride Month, let's all give everything we can to support this fellowship, which has earned the UUA designation of being a welcoming congregation, and the wonderful work of Jenny. As a couple of our board members pass the plates, in here, those of you online will find the link to the donate button on our website in the chat now, and we can all enjoy the music of my dear friends, Edmund and Gia Anderson. Now, I've known these two for a long time, and I want you to know I used to affectionately call them Little Edmund and Baby Gia. But somehow that really isn't fitting them so well these days.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rode down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart and broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the roaring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to tiny dancers, and I miss the way you made me feel. It's real and we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. 15 years old and smoking hand-rolled cigarettes. Running from the law through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. Had my first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon I did it right, but I was younger then. Take me back to when we found weekend jobs. When we got paid, we'd buy cheap, stay rich, drink and straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long, oh, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancing. I miss the way you make me feel. With me, watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. One friend left to sell clothes. One works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his second wife. One's just barely getting by, but these people raise me and I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes when we didn't know the answer, and I miss the way you made me feel. It's real and we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill.
So, I have to get taller. Thank you. Good, thank you. So, there we go. I would like to invite our children to come forward. Laura, could you? And Susan, thank you. Kids, would you come forward right here with Laura and Susan? And I'm also hoping that Reverend Margie will join us again. So today we've been hearing from the youth who've completed the Coming of Age program. This is a traditional part of our Growing Up UU service, but we've been through a couple of tough years, and our children have continued to come to us each Sunday on Zoom and now in person with curiosity, hope, and spirit. So I want to, guys, I'm talking to you. I want to thank you all for being with me and the other RE teachers and mentors. We love seeing your faces and hearing your thoughts, ideas, and questions. In each of you lives the divine spark of love, life, and hope. We have for you a special gift, actually 2 little gifts, a chalice temporary tattoo so that you can proudly wear your faith for all to see. And then we invite you to choose a stone with a heart on it. So you can get your gifts from Susan and Laura, but then stay here a minute. Because the children have made cards for Reverend Margie. So I'm going to come down so that they can select their cards, and maybe you want to step down and they can give them to you. I have some cards also from children who were here last week but aren't here today. So Margie has some beautiful artwork to adorn her mantle. Thank you all. You can return to your seats. They're pretty wild, these cards, I gotta say. And now, Edmund, would you like to come up and read your credo?
Good morning. My name is Edmund Anderson, and I am from this congregation. First off, I would like to thank the people that have shaped me into the person I am today, and the person I will soon become, including my congregation, my mentor, Rich Hall, my family, and my friends. When I was around 9 or 10, I finally questioned UUism. Is this an actual religion, I asked. I always believed that this religion was always different. I never believed it could actually be a religion. No, I believed that I didn't have to follow these things called principles. I didn't have to follow them. Man, I was wrong. After these years, I grew up some more to figure out what I have come to believe in. I believe that I believe that there is a God. I believe he created life, not particularly the earth, but he created human life and nature. I believe that when you die, your energy lives on. I came to this conclusion 2 years ago at the FOS camp. We got asked, do you believe in God? Yes or no? And I always questioned if there's a higher power or God. So I didn't know what to say. So I said no. But I believe that there's a higher power. And all the rest of the summer, I dug deep into myself and came to the realization that yes, I do believe in God, but no, I don't believe in all aspects of the Bible. One Unitarian Universalist principle I believe in is the second principle, equality. Whether or not there is equality in this life or in another, I believe that we will be all equal in this world eventually, and also in justice. I believe that life and the world will be better if we look past color and looked into the amount of love in a person's heart. I came to this realization in 7th grade. I went to my little sister's school function in the middle school. Me and my friend Richie, we were standing by the bathroom. There were boys in the bathroom causing issues, so the white security guard tells them to get out, makes a whole scene and everything. Then she brings me and my friend into it, telling us that we were causing all of these issues. I realized in that point in time, me and my friend and the other kids were all black, getting racially profiled, even though I had done nothing. So if that lady have looked at me different, I think she would have had a better look on life and on myself. I believe in making heaven on earth. I believe that God lives in each of one of us. When I was younger, I always heard us UU say we need to make heaven on earth. I was 8 or 9 back then. What do you mean heaven on earth? I finally get it. We need to make earth prosperous and holy in the sense that racism and prejudice and looking at different people in a good way instead of bad would be a thing in this world. That we will actually live in an equal society and in a society where everyone is safe in their own skin without being judged. Thank you.
Rose, would you like to come up?
Hello, everyone. I am Rose Melliker-Hammock, and I would very much like to thank my mentor, Michelle Maggio, for all she has done for me throughout this process. I believe in love, kindness, and happiness. I believe that I can be a kind person to others while also being kind to myself. I believe that it is important to develop bonds with everyone around you, even if it is something that might seem little. It's not. I think that discrimination issues against people for their race, sexuality, and gender identity need to be solved. I believe that in doing this, everyone gets the freedom, kindness, and love that should already be a human right. I believe in the idea that having a calm mind leads to a calm spirit and body. I believe in growth and connections that will be made and broken over time. I know that good is inside everyone, even if it is deeply rooted in other people. I know that evil forces try to penetrate that wall of good inside of you, but for the most part, love and good spirits keep them at bay. I feel everyone is alive for the same person, to resonate love, kindness, and passion for something in your everyday life that you feel strongly about. I believe that life should be lived to the fullest because everyone will die eventually, and when we die, we need to leave something everlasting in our wake. Thank you.
Now I got short. I'd like to invite all 6 of our youth and their mentors to come to the front so that they can be recognized by this congregation. Thank you. Let's begin by thanking our mentors, without whom this program would not function. No, read them first. So would the congregation now join Laura and me in this responsive reading? Laura and the congregation will read the bold, and I will read the unbolded text.
Today, we honor the youth among us and offer you a safe place to grow. Today, we share in your journey and encourage your discovery This is the beginning.
Today we applaud you for all you have been, for all you are now, and for all you will be.
Today marks an ending of childhood. That was then, this is now. Here we go, starting over, to hope and do and learn and be.
Today you come of age. Now you decide for yourselves. Remember that miracles happen every day. We will support and nurture you.
Today you come of age. Change the world, change your mind. We will support and nurture you. You are amazing.
Today you come of age. We watch you coming of age. We will support and nurture you. You are an inspiration.
Together we share a special place. Together we learn. Together we love. Together we grow.
So we have gifts, and Laura's going to bring them down and give them to the mentors to give to their mentees. Thank you. Who am I missing? Oh, Claudia. Claudia. Does everybody have it? Yes, awesome. Roses. Yep, go ahead. So, we are so happy to share your spiritual journey with you this morning. Thank you all, and amen. And once you have your gift, you can give it to him. Darn it, she says. Return to your seats. Thank you so much. Soon, children on the blue mat, this will be you. So join us now in singing with my own two hands. The lyrics are in your order of service, and Dan will introduce the melody before we start singing. was a bit more of a challenge than I anticipated. Apologies. So today we heard of longing. I missed the communities I'd been a part of. I missed the communities I was a part of. We heard reflections on human nature. I know that good is inside of everyone, and that evil forces may try to penetrate that wall of good, but for the most part, love and good spirits keep them at bay. And about the purpose of life, to see the beauty of nature and help humanity along its path of life, to do good, to resonate love, kindness, and passion for something in your everyday life. There were reflections on religion. To me, religion is about bringing people together, creating a community that solves problems, brings comfort, and enjoys life. There were reflections on justice. All people should have equitable opportunities in life, and all people should be treated the way they want to be treated. And please, for the beloved community, that we will actually live in an equal society and in a society where everyone is safe in their own skin without being judged. There were calls to heal the interconnected web. I believe in prioritizing caring for the earth and taking responsibility for the harm we have done to the planet so that we can work to fix it. We heard hope. As Rose will sing in the final song today, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. And throughout, there was a call to love. We say love is the spirit of this church. We say side with love. We are called to love beyond belief, beyond our theologies, to our shared commitment to journey with and through love to create, as one of our youth said, heaven on earth. So may it be. Amen.
When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. Well, the sky is finally opened. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. See what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around, 'cause the sky is finally opened. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. Everything is all right now, 'cause the sky is finally opened. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yeah, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. It'll all be alright.
I thought a little poem by Philip Booth would do quite well for our benediction today. This is one of my favorites. If I left one poem for you, this is the one I would leave. And many of you have heard it before. It's a life-saving reminder when any of us, youth or adult, are tired and afraid and life seems hard. A sweet echo of Rose's lovely song. This is Philip Booth's poem, First Lesson. Lie back, daughter. Let your head be tipped back in the cup of my hand. Gently, I will hold you. Spread your arms wide. Lie out on the stream and look high at the gulls. A dead man's float is face down. You will dive and swim soon enough where this tide water ebbs to the sea. Daughter, believe me, when you tire on the long thrash to your island, lie up and survive. As you float now where I held you and let go, remember when fear cramps your heart what I told you. Lie gently and wide to the light year stars. Lie back and the sea will hold you. Amen and blessed be.
I believe we have a bit of organizing to do, but then let's eat and let's hear some music.
Buy some raffle tickets.
Yes, don't forget.